Guten Morgen! Today is the day that I'm going to decide what to make from my German knitting book. So this is a pattern book, Strick-Lieblinge? I feel like Germans pronounce everything. I also know that, like, German has words that they constantly add on to. They're very fond of the compound word. So I expect to see some long words here. But it's going to be interesting to choose something. It looks like all of these have the same sort of pattern. So today I'm going to look through the book. I'm going to see what's inside. Like, make sure I can, like, figure stuff out if I need to. But also decide on the pattern I'm going to make. What's interesting about this pattern book is if you can look at the arms, you see how all the arms are the same way? Like right there, like right there. They're not separate. They're like in. I'm wondering how they get that divot, honestly. Like what brings the... I feel like getting that divot would be more complicated than actually... Maybe it's not, but it seems like getting that divot would be more complicated than actually having a separate arm. But I guess I'm going to find out because I'm going to follow the instructions as much as I can. Also, can I just say, I'm very excited to be looking at something that has umlauts on it. I kind of wish English had umlauts. Well, I don't know how they would be pronounced or whatnot. It would make the computer part a lot harder, but umlauts look so cute. And also, I'm excited to be looking at this letter, whatever this letter is. This is a relatively similar alphabet to English, but there are, like, some different words. So, also, this is a very thin book. This is, like, the thinnest book I've gotten so far with the thing. So, has pictures of projects, and the table of contents is on the inside cover, but also like, okay. Usually when a publisher decides to make an inside cover for a paperback and then make the inside part of the cover that big and then put information on the inside, it usually means that information is important, because most paperbacks, you have a cover like that, they don't even bother with the cover, right? They just, yeah, so Grobentabel. Oh, that's Anschlag. I don't know why I know that's Anschlag. Why I know that's how that's pronounced, but yeah. So it looks like there's 3 different patterns. It's like grosse 1, grosse 2, grosse 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. So grosse 1, grosse 3, grosse 2. I only know how to count up to 4 in German. And that's only because in Hogan's Heroes, when Sergeant Schultz is like talking to the POWs and he's trying to get them to march, he only counts up to 4. Yeah. So I don't understand. It's some sort of measurement. I want to say this is like the gauge. It's like undertail, obertail, Gestalt. And then they give me numbers. They're like, the first one is like, it's starting in centimeters, and I guess it's round. I don't really understand what this means. But hey, I now know there's a word as Aufsticken. I don't know what it means. But it sounds fun. Aufstecken. And those like tips. So under the first tip, there's like a picture of 3 dolls, and they're in progressing height, almost like Russian nesting dolls. Yeah, all this is totally lost on me. I think if I go further in the book, this one creative hotline. So if you want to give them feedback, you can call the telephone number, which it's a European phone number, and an email with Frau Erika Knoll. Mrs. Erika Knoll. But they have the table of contents here. That saves space. And then they have an introduction. With like the author's signature. Ah. Okay, so it starts with the general. This is one that is starting with the general tips. So it's that same picture I saw earlier. That I was explaining there's like 3 people of various sizes. That was a larger version of, this is a larger version of the picture I was seeing. But also, this is explaining like that. And you can see that it's a tube. But if you look at the tube, it's flat. It doesn't have the divots in it yet. So it's making me think that maybe this is explaining how it gets the divots. Because all these little people have divots in them. So especially since all these things, like from all the things that I've seen so far, I mean, I haven't actually gone through the book yet, but it seems like they all have the same like little divot bit, and then like it's all the same pattern, but you can vary different things regarding the pattern. I think this is probably explaining how you do that. So this will be good to know. Oh my gosh, how many letters are in that word? It's Bastien Litong. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14! 14 letters in a word! It's too long! That's like a compound word. Okay. Oh. So they get the neck by threading a string through half of the stitches, and then it's like the choker thing, which handy tip. And oh my gosh, that's how they do the divots. The divots are with sewing. I thought that was a knitting technique, but it's not. It's a sewing technique. This person is, oh. And they're inserting knitting needles in the stitch. So lots of these have dresses afterwards. So I think it's like you just make the tube and then you knit the dress afterwards. Like this is what I'm seeing, right? That's a way to do it. That's going to be interesting to do. Okay. kudos to whoever the photographer was, because I wouldn't have gotten that from the text at all. Prima Ballerina. Uh-oh. So there are abbreviations. Is that what that's supposed to be? Like, I would say I would expect that to be like the abbreviations. I hope they explain the abbreviations somewhere in here. Because, like, there are two different languages I'm trying to parse here, yeah? So there's the general German. But then knitting has its own, like, language in its way. I wouldn't call it a language per se, because a language implies that you can talk using only those words and you don't need any other words to supplement it for the most part. But it has its own jargon. Jargon is not like a full-on language. It's more like you have a whole set of words simply only for this topic, and it means something different in this context versus other contexts. An example would be okay, I don't think this is sensitive information. So for the word incline, most people use the word incline to mean like a ramp. Like you're going up this ramp. My work uses the word incline to mean the equivalent of being promoted. As like the exact opposite of decline. So you hear about people being inclined, and it's like, wait, what? But then it's like they're going up a ramp, but it's like, no, they got promoted. Yeah, is there? Perfect. Okay. So that instinct was right. The back also has this. And on the back, well, besides this nice centimeter ruler, we have our abbreviations. Which honestly, if you're going to have like a fold out back cover, that would be the perfect place to put an abbreviation, because then you can kind of use this as a bookmark and you can constantly, this is the easiest way to access the abbreviations. So we have Abketten, Anschlagen. Okay. Arbeiten. Einri. Lofrange. Mosk. Not a Spiel. Runs. Okay, I would say this is the first one that I understand. Rund, I'm guessing, is round. That would be my guess. The Stricken, Umschlag, wiederholen. I hope. Oh. Jacquard technique. In Spanish, they're talking about Jacquard as well. So Jacquard, yeah, that's how to change colors. Sammenstricken. Stricken add. Oh no, stricken looks like decrease. Okay. Oh. Rosenstricken. Oh, is stricken sewing? No, Rosensticken. Sticken. Yeah. I saw this being explained in like the French book, I think. how to, or I saw how to, I was reading how to sew something like that. Oh, mattress stitch. Mattress stitch. Okay. Hey, it's the one German word I know, danke. Okay. Anyway. Enough of a tangent. First project is the Prima Ballerina, which, that's the ballerina. She's kind of cute. I have a childhood book about being a ballerina, which is adorable. I never really was much one for dance, at least not ballerina style, but that's kind of cute. Oh, so they're knitting in rounds. So I should probably have a circular needle when it's time. Whoa, that's weird. They put the pattern before the materials. What is stopping? I don't know what that is. Wool needle would be my guess for either Watchestaben or wool needle is probably the stuffing. I can tell what's the yarn though because they have like all these names and they have like call numbers for these names. Glitzerfaden. Anyway. Checker. Hey, what's good? Is this supposed to be a teenage boy? I mean, this is Checker. I mean, the color combination between the blue and the orange. Mwah. I guess that hairstyles like a way to bring it down without necessarily like trying to keep them cool. But hey, what's good? I guess what I find with a lot of English words when I'm looking at other languages is that English words find a way to just like sneak their way in. English is truly the colonizing language, if we are being quite honest here. There's no getting around it. Okay, I think wall needle is the stuffing because it showed up in this, and the wall, and the other one, the Watchestaben, has not made it to this guy. And I assume all the things in this book need to be stuffed because, like, when I chose these books, like, my dad understands German. He's attempted to learn German, and, like, he and my mom have traveled to Germany before, just by themselves. So he's actually attempted to learn it, and how I chose these was he sat next to me while I went onto the German site for Amazon, which showed up in English for me in order to choose the books, and he was able to tell me that these were all, like, stuffed animals, so. Pullover. Yeah. Pullover, that another English word that like snuck its way in. Neskaken. She's adorable. Oh my gosh, this is what I'm looking at. Right? Well, also, I mean, the fact that she's wearing, like, mint green, and that's pretty close to my favorite color. But just, like, the cute little braids coming down, and, like... Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I think grosse is gauge. I think all of these have a gauge. Because, so yeah, these are not all the same size, right? So I think the author just spent a lot of time explaining all the gauge in the beginning so she could just reference it in the book. And there's a part that each of these patterns has something that says rock, which I would just say like rock, but if I was speaking with a German accent, it'd be more like rock. But I don't think it means what I'm thinking it means, because when I think rock, I think like literally like a stone, you know? Like something you just find outdoors, which is clearly not what they're talking about here. Like, they also have rouge in the patterns. And I think of rouge as like the makeup, like you put rouge on your face, or like red. But there's nothing red about... Oh! I was about to say there's nothing red about this, but there's a slight discoloration under the puppet's eye. So maybe this actually is rouge, and like you have to put some powder on the puppet. Other people do that. I don't necessarily make a habit of doing that because I like to make stuff that's washable, and that doesn't necessarily stay when you wash stuff. Anyway, on to the next pattern. So, this one is a pear. So, it's Bauer, Hanno, und Benno. And then there's like a word underneath that says uncertainlich. And Bauer und Hund. So, it's basically a dog and its owner, which... Is Bauer a farmer? I know people with the last name Bauer, but... So you got a cute little dog, and you got the farmer with the little overalls, which is kind of cute. It's nice that it's like a pair, and like you can kind of tell difference. I'm guessing this is more than one page. Yes, it would have to be. Oh, so you can tell which one you're making. That's good. So I guess Hund is hound. Corper. Oh, maybe corper is body, because I've been seeing that word in each of the patterns so far. Okay. Rosalind Rosa Rock. Rosalind has an outfit that has some rose in it. The color rose. I'm wondering if that affected her name. This is Rosa. Rosalind. Kind of cute. I mean, the style that these dolls have doesn't exactly lend them to long hair very well. But I can see I do appreciate the effort that the person's making to do that. And rouge, yeah, she has the same little rouge marks on her things. I guess I'm gonna have to get some rouge and like make those little marks, or find a way to make like that mark. I'm trying to think. I think I've gotten rid of all my makeup like that. I think the only makeup I have right now is lipstick and nail polish. I do enjoy looking at a face full of makeup, but I honestly don't really have the patience to do it for myself. Paul. We just had this dude called Paul. This is Paul. I guess for when you want a doll that's got a beard. I mean, I get it. I do enjoy a nice beard on a guy. Like, so boring, though. Compared to, like, what you could have. It's like, here, let's just have a man. It's like, oh. This is another pair. Brought on the Brattingam. It's like frisch, fertig, ratete. I don't really know, but I can tell you this is a bride and groom. Cute. I mean, I am personally not married at the moment. I could see myself either taking or leaving a wedding. Like, if I imagine my life in the future, I don't necessarily see myself needing a wedding to be happy, but I do see myself wanting an intimate relationship that often would end up leading to marriage, but it doesn't necessarily have to lead to marriage. It's like, I would want the marriage part more than I'd want the wedding, you know? But, I mean, there is a whole aesthetic with the whole wedding industry, and, I mean, that's kind of nice to look at. That can be kind of nice to look at. And, like, if I were to get married, I could see myself making dolls like this for, like, to commemorate the day, you know? But also, compared to some of the other stuff I've seen, this has had the most detail. The others are kind of like, other than like the farmer or whatnot, just kind of like, I can't say I've been entirely thrilled so far. This would probably take, but also, I mean, the little buttons, the little rosettes, and like the veil and whatnot, kind of cute. Also, the fact that a bride is a broughtigam and the groom is a brought. So weird. Fridolin. Fridolin has a hat and a scarf. It's just like a little boy. Oh, I feel like Fridolin is the type of person you would make to pair with this one right here. Oh. You know, I'm assuming that Fridolin's a guy, but honestly, with the way that Fridolin looks, Fridolin could be gender non-conforming. You can't tell. Drei Tirsche Freund. These are little animals. All right. So we got some sort of deer or stag or whatnot here. And then we got a fox. Is this a bunny? It could be a bunny. Oh, I'm going to assume it's a bunny because I see the word haze. And I saw the word haze relating to the bunny when I was looking at the French book. The other two, I'm pretty sure, are like a reindeer and a fox. Or like a deer and a fox. It's kind of like, yeah, we're just going to make these things and... Oh, instead of putting the reindeer on like the Christmas sweater, you give the sweater to the reindeer. That's what this is. Yeah, I do like the little, like, color change in between. It's a little bit different. Also, the little antlers. Oh, we have our sports teamers here. Probably soccer. It's Dream Team auf der Tribune. I mean, that screams soccer fan, right? It doesn't necessarily scream soccer player to me. It screams soccer fan. Like the hat and the fact that they're holding a flag. Not really something the players would spend a lot of time doing themselves. That's something the fan would bring to the stadium. That's kind of cute. Groper fan. Groper. Not Groper. Oh my gosh, Becky, no. Okay, so, there are two different types of fans here. There's a grosser fan and a kleiner fan. So I'm right calling these fans. The book literally calls them fans. Okay. So I guess the question is, which one has the stick? I don't know. There's not like a separate hat. Or is there a separate hat? I don't know. This one's going to be a challenge. I mean, this entire book is going to be a challenge. I'm starting to get into territory I don't understand here. That could be kind of cute. Okay. 1, this one's adorable. 2, I get the name. 3, the name sounds dirty in English. Even though this is like a cognate for English. This is Seaman. My English speakers understand why I'm acting this way, and please give me a moment to recover. Okay. It doesn't help that the doll looks so young. And therefore it's doubly inappropriate for what I'm thinking. Anyway, this is like a cute little sea boy here. Adorable pattern. Oh my gosh. This is like what you would dress up a little like 4-year-old in. It's like, oh, you're on a boat. Yeah. Oh. And now we have our beach couple. Yeah, so the little sea boy, I mean, that had an intriguing pattern. Backs and Nix un Wasserat. Wasserate? Is that? Backs and Nix and Wasserate. These are people in bathing suits. She's in a bikini, he's in swim trunks. Well, she also has swim trunks. And like the little Princess Leia buns. And then he has a hat because a lot of guys' hair are boring. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Becky should have been at work right now, but Becky had to take the day off. And I think Becky's mind is like processing that and is deciding, all right, you're not at work, so you don't have to be responsible. Let's go completely unhinged. No, Benedict is the girl because it's followed with the instruction, bikini obertel. Ah, okay. So Benedict is the lady and Wasserate is the man. Okay. Yeah, that's intriguing. Wait. They have a bag and a towel. Not that they can wrap the towel around them because their arms can't move. Or not that they can hold the bag because they don't have arms. But adorable bag. This is the picture that made it clear to me. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. So it says Oma und Opa, which I'm guessing is grandma and grandpa, and oh my gosh, look at that. This is like so wholesome, so sweet. It's like, aww. I don't know, there's something about those glasses that really get to me. They're just adorable. It's like, oh. And then we have 3 bears. It's Bartisch Funde. They have Großer Teddy, Teddy mit Schuhschlatze, Teddy mit Umhängeschlatze. So it's like bigger Teddy, I'm guessing, and then Teddy with backpack and Teddy with purse. Would be how they're telling you the difference there. Kind of cute. And that's where they decide to end the book. And then we have a little offer bio, Brigitte Zimmermann. She's a good looking lady. And then, so that's the knitting book. I definitely bonded to some of these patterns more than others. I don't know which one I'm going to choose, though. I mean, that one's adorable, but I don't trust myself to keep that one PG. That one's also adorable. Probably not going to go with that one. I feel like I'm going to I want to make a more human one. I don't typically make human stuffed animals, but this seems to be this author's wheelhouse, so we're going to stick with it. Which one would provide more of a challenge? You know what? Because I am a bit of a glutton for punishment, or No, we're not going to call myself glutton for punishment. We're going to call myself always looking for more of a challenge than I can handle. We're going to go with the wedding bells here. I was very, very tempted to do grandma and grandpa here. So cute. But I think we're going to make the couple. I'm probably going to come across someone who's getting married soon, and I can just mail them that. But well, that also tends to be rather personalized, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm going to make a little couple. And that's what we're going to do next time. Wait. Oh. You know, I was going Brottingham was the bride, but no, I think Brot is the guide and Brottingham is the bridegroom. I think I got them mixed up. So the bride's just a Brot? What? Anyway, this looks like it has the most challenge to it, so I think this is what we're going to make. That was today's entertainment. Have a nice day. Auf Wiedersehen.